Good morning, my name is Drew Holley. I'm CEO of BIS Benefits. We're an employee benefit insurance agency and commercial insurance agency located right here in Metro Atlanta. And today I'm going to talk about the topic of PEO versus broker. So what does PEO stand for? Professional Employer Organization. And then a broker, another terminology for a broker would be an agent, like a BIS. A PEO, think a payroll company. Biggest ones here in Metro Atlanta would be ADP and Paychex if I had to choose, but there's usually thousands of them. Let's look at what's called a tandem employing relationship or a leasing PEO, where you wouldn't own your tax ID. We're gonna put you together with thousands of other small businesses, and it's all gonna be under one master tax ID. And what the advantage would be, your 15-person group is able to get a quote, not based off 15 people, but based off, say, 10,000 other individuals. Health insurance's rates, generally speaking, without going to all the details, is a factor of risk. What's the biggest risk? Your health status. What is a good determining factor? Not always, not stereotyping, age. So if you're a company with, say, 10, 15, 25, 40 employees, and you have a younger demographic, pulling together with larger corporation doesn't necessarily help you. So a company with 5 25-year-old males, for instance, could have a significantly lower rate than, say, Home Depot that has, say, 100,000 people. But even if you think you know your staff's health conditions or health status, if you, like most employers, allow the spouse or even children to come on the plan, you don't know what their risk is. A PEO, if you know or think or have a hunch that you're a high-risk group, going under a group plan where you can spread that risk out could be a price advantage. A lot of the PEOs, not all, might have bigger HR resources. Now, the word HR might be another topic because it is so broad, but that can be a need for maybe an HR professional or business owner that's concerned with maybe sticky employment issues. So a PEO might offer those type of services. I would just tell you, if you're looking at that, make sure you know what you want in an HR service and whether or not that's worth potentially paying more. Here is the fine print from a cost. Now, you get what you pay for. If this is a great experience, maybe it's worth paying more. There's usually a fee. Payroll companies can offer anywhere from, say, $5 a month per employee, maybe as high as $25 or $30 a month per employee for traditional payroll services. When you bundle your health insurance, they typically raise that fee. I've seen as high as $180 a month. Or what they'll do is make it a percentage of your overall staff salary. Why that's important? Because even if getting a health insurance rate under a PEO is lower, if your fee is now 6, 7, 10 times higher than just asking them to do your payroll, you need to be aware of that. Usually the analysis would say, from a strictly price standpoint, going the broker route is most likely going to be a better route for you. We as a broker are going to go to the market and we're going to look, what is your rate based off, say, your 25 full-time employees and maybe 20 take the coverage. That's going to get you a rate. Whereas here in that same example, if you have 25 full-time employees and maybe 20 employees taking coverage, your rate is wrapped up into a much bigger tax ID and a much different risk pool situation, which from a rate standpoint could mean lower rate, could mean higher rate. It really does depend. If you're in an arrangement of a PEO or a broker, you really need to understand the fine print fees associated with the payroll. It's not just about the health insurance cost. Just to recap the situation, there's pros and cons of both, whether it be workers' comp, payroll, HR, and now health insurance. My main encouragement is that you talk to a broker every once in a while if you're considering PEO to say, hey, does this make sense for us? And really, not every broker would have this advice. BIS would say, do not shop everything out at the beginning. That's the advice I would give to you guys. Appreciate you giving me a few minutes. If you do not know a broker you would trust who would be honest, BIS would love the opportunity to review this and see if it makes sense for you to continue or to look elsewhere. And a good broker is open-minded to tell you, hey, in this scenario, you might want to go PEO, and another, you might want to look at a broker. Thank you.